All right. Sorry, I will never get over the delay with that thing. Hi, guys, and welcome to Niner Fever Radio's weekly news recap show. I'm your host, Jamie. I'm here with my co host, Jason.
Hello. Hope everybody had a
And
good Thanksgiving.
yeah, hopefully, you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed some time, got to watch some football, all the good stuff. Um,
Indeed.
yeah. I saw a little. I was watching a little bit of the Minnesota and Patriots game. Um,
Mm.
those first drives though were fun. I will give them that.
Yeah.
They were fun for a few minutes. Um, yeah. Other than that, alrighty. Also, feel free to follow us on all of our social media pages. We are at Twitter at NinerFaithfulR. We're on Facebook at Niner Faithful Radio, and we are on Twitch, I believe, at Niner Faithful Radio. I believe that is correct. Follow it if you find us. If you just search Niner Faithful Radio, I'm sure you'll find one of us. Just look for a little logo, and we should pop up. And if you find any of one of us on any of those, you'll find our links, all of our other stuff.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
you can
much just
keep up with
Google
us.
Niner Faithful Radio and it'll lead you somewhere to
Yeah,
one of the
it'll lead
links.
you. Yep. Yep. Alrighty. So as we know, we played Monday night, so this is actually a short week for the team this week. And since we didn't have very many injuries this week, we don't have super a lot to talk about. Um,
Oh no, that's terrible.
and honestly, the last 2 weeks have been great. The few weeks have been great because we have not had a lot of problems in that department. Hello,
What's up, Berto? How you doing, brother?
hello, hello.
Um, we went from like the 27th healthiest team in the league. I saw the a chart for it to like fifth in like 3 weeks. So it's we have completely flipped. With this how healthy this team got, and it's kind of funny. CMC shows up, everybody gets healthy, the playbook opens. You know what I mean? So it's just
Hmm.
it's hitting at the right time.
Hmm.
Especially with everything else going on. He's getting more obviously into the offense. I still don't think we have him fully incorporated into the offense,
Dude,
but
that Monday night offense.
it's
Oh, it was
pretty.
like it was beautiful. It was so nice. Like they were just having their way with Arizona on offense like the whole night. And I'm like, this is what we've been waiting for with all like with having Diva, with having CMC, Kittle, Ayuk. Ayuk had 2 touchdowns, Kittle had 2 touchdowns, Diva had a rushing touchdown. Um did McCaffrey get a touchdown? I don't think he
No,
got a touchdown,
he
but
didn't get
he
a
was
touchdown. He got a couple of
no.
big runs, but like I said,
Yeah.
they were just spreading the ball around. Like no one had a monster night besides Jimmy and the touchdowns.
Yeah.
But other than that, everybody it was like death by a million pokes kind of a thing. It's just like
Mhm.
everybody was getting like 70 to 80 yards here and there, but you couldn't focus in on just one. Okay, we're going to take away Debo. Okay, so now we're going to throw to Ayuk.
There's
All right,
Kittle. There's Ayuk. Two
exactly,
touchdowns, Ayuk.
exactly.
And
So it was great.
oh, you take away Debo and Ayuk. There's Kittle. Touchdown for Kittle. Forgot
Yeah.
about Kittle.
Oh, you
Oh,
want to shut down the running game or the passing game? Okay, now we got CMC and
CMC.
Elijah
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah. It just
So
shows. And then Jimmy was just very effective. Had a very good night. Had good ball placement all night with his throws for the most part. Was hitting guys like it was just that if they can just keep that momentum going forward.
mhm.
Like I don't think Jimmy's gonna have like 4 touchdowns every week, but like if he can keep that momentum going forward, we'll be in pretty good shape. I feel
Well,
like for the rest of the season.
Jimmy's not like we've said before. He's not going to be that guy that throws for 350, 400 yards a game because he only threw for what? Not even 230 yards. But
He
you look
threw
at
for
how
right around there.
yeah,
Right around
but
there.
you look at
Over
how the
200.
ball but you look at how the ball was moving. That was one of the most impressive things. Like it was spread out everywhere. We had good yak. Shit. Damien.
That's a good comment. I'm trying not to press it because I think you're gonna press it.
I'm gonna push it up there.
Yeah,
Damien's right.
NFL front
Oh,
office is.
if
That's great.
if anybody has HBO Max, go watch this episode because they're following the Arizona Cardinals routes. Basically, Hard Knocks, but throughout the entire season, it makes you feel bad for how the Cardinals and everything. Like it shows everything behind the scenes,
Oh
and
no!
you don't realize how demoralized this team was until afterwards because they felt bad. Like it was like, damn, man, I kind of feel bad for doing. Yeah, it puts some pity on them, kind of a thing.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah, if you've got HBO Max, go watch that and just watch the look at just not only because that one touchdown by the second one with Kittle, you see like no one was tackling him. I mean, they basically were, you know, like with Jalen
Kittle
Ramsey.
was untouched. He just like zigzagged around them and just got in.
There was like 5 of them that could have at least tried. But
None
they
of
didn't
them
even
tried. I thought he was going to get tackled at, like, honestly, I thought he was going to get tackled at, like, the 5-yard line because, like, I'm like, Kittle's good, but that's, like, still, like, 3 or 4 guys, like, right there. But no, Kittle just, like, did this weird, like, hop step thing, put his arms up to keep the ball away and just got in the end zone. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like, you could tell just, and they show that moment in the game and you can just see it in their face, like, we're done. Let's just go home. So.
Yeah. I was hoping, like, after the first half, I'm like, okay. I was like, let's just not have this be like our first half was really strong and then we just kind of ease off. But no, we just kept going in the second half. Everything kept going. Defense still held they didn't score in the second half, I don't think, did they?
Third week in a row that they have given up no points after the halftime.
Yeah, so it was like this is the team that I feel comfortable with going into the playoffs. If they play at this right around this level, we'll do good, I feel like.
Pretty much every show is saying that, this is the team, but how many times have we heard that in like the last 3 or 4 years where there's like, the Niners are not the team you want to see in the playoffs or anything like that. So we're right back into that position again.
No, we are, because I do feel like this might be indicative of like Shanahan's teams in general is we might just start slow. It might just take us a little bit to kind of warm up, to get back used to everything and whatnot. Because the last few weeks, the guys have been pretty good for the most part. So, and like we are so close to sweeping the entire division because we swept the Rams. We already beat the Cardinals the first time, and we beat Seahawks the first time.
Yep.
So, like, we only have to win the 2 more games, so we swept the entire division. When that's the last time that happened? It's probably been a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because even in 2019 we didn't, because we lost to the Seahawks in Santa Clara.
The first time, yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, then you always want to take care of the division first, so it's definitely I don't see us not winning the division.
No, we'll probably win the division for sure, but I would love to sweep the entire division. I'm not crossing my fingers on it. But we'll just have to see. That'd be cool though. What is it? Why haven't we tried to get Sheldon Richardson? Is he bad selecting in Mountain Buckler for his playoff experience?
I wouldn't mind Malcolm Butler, honestly. Like he's, like Damien said, with his experience, I wouldn't mind that. I'd take him over Sheldon Richardson.
Yeah, I definitely think because our corners and our the defensive backs are pretty young, so they don't have a lot of and the ones that do have experience are out or injured.
Well, it's kind of funny. The most experienced one from last season, Ambry Thomas, hasn't even touched the field yet. Like, I'm quite surprised at that because I know a lot of people, he didn't play bad down the stretch. Yeah, he had a bad NFC Championship game, but he wasn't that bad. He was always in the right spot. He just couldn't make the plays for the most part. But like I said, I'm quite surprised that hasn't even touched the field for the most part. Like, everybody's ahead of him on depth chart from what it seems like.
That's interesting. Yeah, so we'll just have to see. I mean, that would be nice. I definitely would like to have somebody in the backfield that has that experience in the playoffs because it is a different vibe. And we do have a lot of young guys back there. So it definitely wouldn't hurt. So we'll just have to see.
Don't bring back
Honestly,
what's
this
his name?
who?
Josh Norman. For the love of God,
Oh dear God!
do not
Yeah.
bring back Josh Norman.
No, we don't need that. No, because it's gonna be because it's just the guys, especially in the backfield, do not have a lot of super experience. So, I could see them potentially doing something like that, but also this team is very. I don't know what the right word is. It's like they'll make moves when they feel like they have to make moves. We don't know. Because like none of us really saw us going after Christian McCaffrey, to be honest.
No.
Like there was like rumors, but most of the time when we're even involved in trades and stuff like that, we don't do anything.
Apparently, it was between us and the Eagles and a lot of people were like, why aren't we going out getting Ndamukong Suh? Well, it came down to us and the Eagles apparently. So they can't say people were they always get on Lynch for not going after free agents and stuff like that. But apparently we went after him, and he just for whatever reason decided to take to choose the Eagles over us. His loss. To be honest, I don't like Suh, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah, his loss. So, that's pretty much all of that. Just want to do a little recap because I didn't really get to talk about.
Oh, that's right. You weren't on Sunday night.
No, I was not, and so I just realized I didn't get to really talk about it. And it was I actually got to end up watching the game because I actually got home early, even though I probably should have stayed. My schedule's all whacked right now, guys. I don't know why. And so it was. I got to watch the game, and I actually had a lot of fun watching it, and whatnot. So we're gonna go in. Yeah, our corners are at that transition stage before they finally get it. Yeah.
And that's why they need to play, which is probably one of the major reasons we're not going after any experienced DBs or anything like that. They just got to kind of figure it out. And to be honest, I think they're doing a great job right now. Deommodore Lenoir showed up. Womack obviously got the interception. He's starting to show up. So I'm happy with their learning curve right now for the most part.
Yeah, because that's the best things that for any kind of player is just for them to play and to get experience. And that's a lot of times how the really good players get good is just them getting that playing time. And that's why we have a lot of the guys from the draft that played because they played so much. And we got lucky that we got some really smart guys who were able to pick it up.
And we do have our lockdown corner in Charvarius Ward. Because I know, especially in the first half, we were giving up yards to D-Hop. But, I mean, he's a damn good wide receiver. You can only contain someone for so long and this and that. So, but nothing was terrible. You know what I mean? Everything was up in front of them. So he wasn't. And Charvarius Ward was a tackling machine Monday night. It was, like I said, he was put on a show. If there was a statement game for him, to me, it was this one so far. Because, like I said, he just showed up in all facets, in pass and run defense on Monday night.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because, like you said, DeAndre Hopkins is an incredible receiver. So he's going to get his yards regardless at some point. So the fact that we were able to hold him to what we did and he didn't score anything really, I don't can recall.
And none of their other receivers did anything. We had a good pass rush going up against, so I mean, a good just like we had talked about the week before, it was a damn good overall team win. Even more so this week than last week.
No, yeah, because all three phases of the team, the offense, the defense, and the special teams were playing really solid. And so, like, you can't really complain when they're all playing really solid. There was no turnovers. We got turnovers. Like, we got I think it was an interception. Jimmy Ward caught an interception or a fumble. And Womack, yeah. So, like, we got those turnovers, which is what we want. So, like, that is what we want from the team in general. It's just more of this, and we'll just have to see how they keep going moving forward. Keep going the rest of the season. We do have a couple of tough games coming out. So, how did the Rams make Colt McCoy look like a Hall of Famer?
Any given Sunday. That's pretty much the only, the only answer I can think of for the most part. Is just Colt McCoy. He was actually pretty good for a little while when he was young. Then he had the injury bug. The injury bug hit him, and so you almost saw a parallel between him and Jimmy for a while. The problem with Colt McCoy is he never really recovered for the most part. Where you could see Jimmy is now finally fully healthy for the first time in like 2 or 3 years. Probably since 2019, and you can actually see it in his play. He's the rollout, the play that he made where he threw to Jimmy, or excuse me, from Jimmy to Kittle. I actually thought he was going to try and run because if he had gone towards the corner to the sideline, he probably would have got the first down. And like I said, Jimmy last year before, would not have been able to make that play. But the fact that he was able to stop and throw was one of the most impressive things I've seen. Just because he got it over. I've seen a lot of people say he should have threw it harder and this, and I'm like, he just lobbed it over. I mean, what more do you want? Even if Kittle gets tackled, that was a third down play, and we got the first down, and we're still within the red zone. So overall, like I said, healthy Jimmy leads this offense pretty damn good.
Jimmy, he's reminding me a little bit of 2017 Jimmy. He just seems a little bit sharper to me in some aspects, like especially this last game. This last game showed me like why we all were like ready for him to take over after 2017, because this just shows that like it would be he can lead this offense. He can be efficient enough to lead this offense. We have enough people around him to score points. Now the thing is there shows that there's ways to stop him. And there are ways to stop any football player, any player. So I don't know. It's just like he's reminding me a little bit of 2017 Jimmy. I really like this Jimmy. I was glad that he had this great of a game. I think he's showing why he's still around. And regardless of what happens after this season, if he goes to a different team, he earned back his paycheck. So that he's going to want, because somebody's going to overpay for him. Who needs a starter? So,
the newest rumor is the Jets, now that they've benched Zach Wilson. Which, to be honest, Jimmy,
I would feel so bad.
They run the same exact offense for the most part. I mean, half that offensive staff is 49ers.
It makes a lot of sense. There's a lot. It makes a lot of sense. I would not be at all surprised if that's where he ends up, and the Jets have the money to pay him to go over there. I think.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think
I don't remember where they are in the cap space, but I know they were pretty high last time I checked. But it's been a while, so I don't know for sure. But yeah, I'd feel bad for Jimmy because that organization they're struggling right now. So yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, he's a 49er. He's leading the team great. So that matters right now.
My issue with Jimmy was always the injuries. It's not necessarily his play. I know a lot of people dump on him for his play, but it's not that. It's just because he's only been available for 55% of the games where he's actually been a part of the organization. That's always been my issue with it. Yeah, so it's like it's not his play. When he plays like this, he's an efficient game. He's an elite. He's not an elite quarterback, but he's an elite game manager. And there is a difference between those two things. And right now, he is playing that at an elite level for a game manager.
That is actually like a great way to describe it, because he's never probably going to be like an elite quarterback, but he is an elite game manager. He trusts his guys trust him and stuff, and he knows how to run this offense. He proved it last night on Monday night. Like he knows the plays, he knows how to get people the ball, and that's what he needs to do. He knows how to do his job. So, and that's a big part of what he needs to do, because it doesn't matter if you're super talented, if you can't execute the plays, then there's no point. But he can execute the plays.
Yeah. Jimmy plays in, let's say, 75% of the games that he's been here. We probably don't draft Trey Lance, is my guess.
More than likely. But
I think that 20% is a huge difference. Like I said, I was leading the charge for the Trey Lance draft pick, especially once we.
I'm still excited about Trey too.
Yeah, I'm still, like I said, but for But like I said, it wasn't necessarily Jimmy's play that bothered me. It was the injuries.
Yeah. I could show you. I have a Jimmy G jersey in my closet because I got it after the 2017 season because I knew he was coming back. I had said this gut feeling. So I got it for a Christmas present and that year. And I don't know. I know this has been talked to death and it's still going to be talked to death because unfortunately Trey got hurt. So there's still going to be, and now Jimmy's playing fantastic. So now people are always like, is Jimmy going to come back next season?
It's already there.
I know. So I'm like, guys, we're still in the season. Can we not do this yet? Can we wait till the off season? Can we wait? So we'll have to see how it goes. I would not be surprised if he ends up at the Jets. I would not, honestly, if the team feels like Trey needs more time to do whatever, I would not be surprised if they signed Jimmy to one more year or something, or a shorter contract. I could see that happening too.
Honestly, at this point, especially if the season ends
especially
up
if he wins the Super Bowl, if he goes far in the playoffs,
good. Just if he plays good, we have another offseason of more drama and more fighting between his fan base.
It's going to be another long offseason.
I think Kurt Warner's actually done some stuff with Trey for a little bit. I think he's done a little bit of stuff with him. I don't think he's worked with him like a whole lot, but there has been some work between the two. I'm curious how much Brian Griese has done to help Jimmy as the quarterback's coach.
Was he the guy who was here in 2017? Because didn't we sign somebody back who was here in 2017, but then he left, then he came back? Because I feel like that's the case.
Griese?
Maybe. I could be wrong.
He's the quarterback's coach.
He went to the Broncos and he came back or something. I'd have to look into it. But I feel like because the quarterback coach who was here in 2017 with Jimmy during those 6 games where we went 6-0, he left in 2018 or 2019. And now he's back. I might be wrong. No, he's Bob Griese's son.
Yes, he is. In 2017, it was Rich Scangarello.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay.
But he did come back last season.
He came back last season. Okay. That's what I got confused about. Never mind.
Yeah.
But whatever they're doing right now is working for Jimmy because it has. I know that Broncos game early in the season was rough, and that was probably his worst. Honestly, it's like worst overall performance. I will not deny that, but Jimmy's come back and shown that he's still good. So I don't know. Let's have to see. I think we should not talk about this too much longer because we're going to talk about a lot.
Yeah, I tried to avoid a lot of it just because it's like, look, we're actually playing well right now. Let's talk about what's going on in the season.
Yeah, alrighty. So speaking of that, let's get into these injuries real quick. So I'm getting this from Matt Mayoko's Twitter account. So you can follow him at Mayoko NBCS if you'd like to see this on Twitter. Florida's injury report for Week 12 versus the Saints. Doubtful defensive lineman Eric Armstead. His foot and his ankle are still hurt, so he is probably not playing. And I do believe I saw something where JC said he was out. Yeah,
he's out.
Deebo Samuel is questionable with a hamstring, but I did see something. Was it from one of the beat writers? I don't know if it was Mayoko or somebody else, showing a clip of Deebo doing routes and stuff, practicing today, and he'll most likely play.
Deebo plays at such a high intensity. It's not surprising that even though he hasn't been in the league that long, he needs veteran days to rest his body, just because he plays with such intensity and ferocity. He just needs to rest during the week, kind of thing. Just like Trent Williams does. All these, like the older guys who played for years and years. Deebo's reached that status in like 3 years.
Yeah. Then we see, and then defensive lineman Samson Ibakam. Hopefully I said that right.
Ebukam.
Is that right?
Ebukam. Yep.
Okay. Has been cleared to play with his quadriceps and his Achilles. So that's good news for the D-line. Get some more bodies back for the rotation. Hopefully he's all good to go.
Curious who starts now. Opposite Bosa.
It'll be interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much all the injuries. Let's see if there's anything else. Um, the Saints injury report for week 12 is out is safety JT Gray, hamstring defensive end Peyton Turner, ankle linebacker Pete Werner, ankle questionable is defensive end Marcus Davenport, his calf, defensive end Cameron Jordan, his eye, cornerback Marshawn Lattimore, his abdomen, and guard Andrus Pete, and running his triceps, and then running back Mark Ingram, his knee. So that is the Saints injury report. Luckily, we haven't had many injuries to really talk about, so there's not much to talk about. So we will keep you guys updated. But yeah, it was from Mayoka's clip. He posted a little thing right here of Diva running. Boom. So, well short. Not much.
Looks good.
Yeah. So, anything stand out to you in particular, or anybody you're excited to see that hasn't played? Anything like that?
I want to see what the rotation is going to be again now that
Mm-hmm.
Evu comes back. How much more? Maybe we could slide somebody inside a little bit more. Like maybe not all the time, but maybe we'll get Bosa over in the middle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, for sure, I agree. Nothing too surprising or anything. It is exciting that we are pretty healthy right now in this stretch of the season. It is nice. I believe you said when we were talking before we started recording, is that we have flipped from being like the most injured team to being one of the more healthier teams right now.
Yeah, I think it was like number 28, 27. It was high 20s. And then I think we've gone up to like fifth. I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw this and I was just like, wow, 3 weeks we've gone from one of the worst injury prone teams in the league to a top 5 team when it comes to being healthy. And you can see the results.
You could see it because I feel like that game on Monday night showed a overall very healthy 49ers team for the most part. And yeah, and if they stay this healthy and they stay playing this way, they'll be a problem in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. For sure. All right. Okay, you want to go on to all of your stuff that you like to go over, your betting stuff and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, so right now the betting has the 49ers at an 8.5 point or winning by 8.5 points. It's gone up like half a point the last couple of days, so it's probably going to stay there. 8.5 is a little high, so we'll see if it doesn't come down a little bit between now and then. The over under is 42. At the way this defense is or this offense is playing right now, I'm going to say yes. I'll take the over on it because the Saints do have semi decent offense at times. They have the potential to be explosive to an extent, small bit of an extent. So, but I'll take the over on that. In my fantasy leagues, I'm going to start Jimmy, especially if you have depending on who your quarterback is. Obviously, if you have a top 10 quarterback, go with them. But I would go ahead and start I have a 2 quarterback league in my big $500 fantasy league. I'm going to be starting Jimmy as my second quarterback. He averages about 17, 18 points a game. I also have Marcus Mariota on there, but he's been outperforming Marcus Mariota for like the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. So with the way the Saints, it's kind of weird how their pass defense works because they're ranked kind of high when it comes to their pass defense. The thing is, they shut down tight ends, they shut down backs. What they don't shut down is wide receivers. So
interesting.
Which I mean, it sounds like, oh yeah, of course you can't shut down those guys, whatever. But I mean, it's just tight ends and running backs are such a big part of the passing game nowadays. So it's kind of a weird balance. It's like on one hand they completely shut down this side, but then on the other hand they run loose on it. Everybody runs loose on them. So it's almost like if I had all these guys, I would probably start Debo, and Ayuk. I try to put the two. I guess Debo is the two they put together. But so it's almost like you would need to start those two. And then but at the same time, the Saints give up 4.6 yards per carry for running backs. They gave up 4.9 to the Rams who have one of the worst run offenses in the league. So when you put those two together, it's like, okay, we definitely need to start, CMC or Elijah. Now, if you only have
Hmm.
one, it's like, who would you? I don't know who I would start over. I'm going to go with Elijah right now, just because I think we're going to be doing his. He seems to be better between the tackles running the ball. That's where they're weak at. Not to say CMC is bad, but his versatility is what his greatest asset. So if they're going to do that where they shut down running backs in the passing game, okay, so we're just going to run the ball at the middle more because you guys are absolutely terrible at it. So you would almost think that Elijah would get more carries, but at the same time, start them all at this point. Um, Everybody looks like they're going to get good points. The only one I would kind of worry about is Kittle
Mm.
because if they're going to be throwing to the wide receivers more, so. But I would, if you have anybody on offense, go ahead and start them. If you're in a league that still plays defenses, I'd start them. I think in one of my lesser leagues, I do have the Niners defense, and I actually started them over the Patriots defense. So we'll see how that ends up.
Mm. Okay.
And then that's about all I have for them. And they are giving up 25 points a game, basically.
Okay.
But then
Interesting.
they're only putting up like 18. So
Interesting.
hence the 4-7 record.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm just remembering that 20 was it the 2019 Saint game? That was a good game. Yeah. Yeah.
Still my
Yeah.
favorite shirt I have.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense, and it's a nice little tidbit for where the run game is Mitchell's good against in between the tackles, which is where they're weak at, and that they're taking away tight ends and trying to stop the run, but so they're the wide receivers. So it should be interesting. Should be an interesting game, honestly. I Ayuk has been really, really good, and I really want to see him get like a really long touchdown. I don't know why, because all his touchdowns are being like in the red zone, which is good because like we need
Yeah.
that. But I don't know. I just
Did
really
you
want to
see
see
what
him
he
get like
did?
a nice long one at one point.
Did you see the stuff with him and the cameraman with the ball?
Mm-mm. What happened?
So on his second touchdown, he
Mm-hmm.
scores, and then you see him throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't see because of the camera angle is that there's just an actual photographer and he's actually a team photographer for the 49ers. He throws the
Okay.
ball, hits him right in the nuts.
Oh no.
And you can see it almost instantly because I've gone back and I've watched it again because they've been showing it. Like instantly, you see I was like, yeah, you're just celebrating. I think he meant to spike it and just messed up the angle and just threw it. And you
Oh
see this guy
no.
go, and he just falls over, and instantly they show it from the cameraman's point of view, looking at, and you can just see Ayuk. He's like, and then I think it was Kittle ran over there to the photographer, and then I think might have been CMC. So both of them, because like I said, he's a team photographer. So they both run up to him. They're like, and the whole time I was thinking, oh shit, he's probably thinking he's going to get kicked out of the game, because that's the way the NFL runs things now. So after he, is unfrozen, he runs over there, gives the guy a hug and this and that. And the guy's like, it's okay, I'm fine. But afterwards, you can see him. He's just like, and so when they got
no.
when they got back to Santa Clara, Ayuk gave him a signed ball and a jersey. He was like, "Look, man, I'm sorry," kind of thing.
Okay. I saw his photo of like the ball and the jersey.
That's why he
I
was
didn't get a
doing it.
chance. I didn't get a chance to really look into it too much. That makes more
I
sense
wonder
now.
if I can bring it up on
That's
YouTube.
nice. We have good guys on our team.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just the look of absolute fear in his face because he's like I said, I was like, "Oh shit, they're gonna throw him out of the game."
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. I feel like even if you like, yeah.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Ayuk. Oh. All right, so here it is. I don't think I can make this any bigger.
No, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Oh. Oh, you felt so
the
bad.
one, boom.
Oh.
so, yeah, it was like I said, it's pretty damn funny. He's like, oh, you see me, he's like, oh my bad, instantly.
Oh, he did freeze. Oh. Oh, that's funny.
So, yep, that's what happened with that whole thing. Like I said, I thought it was pretty funny. Probably wouldn't think it was funny when it happened to me.
No, it probably hurt like heck, but
Oh, yeah. It's happened to me. It hurts. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Well, went a little long on the other stuff, so do you want to just kind of wrap it up? Do a quick score prediction, and then we can get going.
I'm gonna go 35-18.
Okay. I'll go. Hmm. 21-28. 49ers.
All right.
Yeah. I did think it'll be close, and I did. I don't know. I just the last game that we played when we played them in 2019 was like. I know probably it was good. It was a good high offensive game, so I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, but they don't have Drew Brees anymore.
I know.
It's a completely different roster. I mean, we got a lot of the core guys. They don't.
It'll be interesting. It's going to be an interesting game, regardless.
So yeah, next week you will not be on. I'm guessing because I think it's going to be me and TJ doing everything next week. I believe.
Oh yeah, probably for sure. If you guys don't know, TJ, Jason, and some of our other guys from 905 Radio are going to be at the game at Levi's, hanging out, enjoying the game. So they will probably be doing all the pregame, halftime, postgame. I'm assuming all of that fun stuff.
That is the plan.
That is the plan. Don't know what we'll be doing for Friday, if we'll do anything. Because when are you going in? Are you going in on Friday or Saturday?
I'm going in Friday morning. I land at like 1 o'clock. So
yeah, you guys honestly could do something Friday night if you wanted to.
Yeah, well, like I said, I know we're going to try and go to the 49ers Rush podcast pre-party Saturday night. You follow John Chapman, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. This is the only one that he's doing this season where he's having a party at a home game.
Okay.
So we're all going to go to that. So I mean, I know for Saturday night we'll probably do a little bit of live from there just to show what's going on. But no, I think me and him are going to hang out. We're going to walk around the city, check out all the sites. We'll probably be doing the pregame in the parking lot for the most part. Then obviously we'll do the halftime show from the stadium if we can find a quiet place and all that. But yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be ad lib this week, just because we don't necessarily have a plan. But we don't necessarily have a plan because there's 1.5 million things that we want to do, and obviously we're not going to get to everything.
Right.
But like I said, stay tuned. We're gonna have some fun. There's
definitely probably gonna be follow our socials so that way you guys can kind of keep up with stuff, and then we'll try to.
I'm sure there will.
There'll be some stuff that you guys will have a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll keep. We'll keep you guys posted on what goes on next week. It'll be a fun week. It'll be a fun week at 905 Radio, and hopefully a fun game, an entertaining game. And yeah, so like always, follow us on our socials. We're on Twitter at 905R. We're on Facebook and Instagram at 905 Radio, and we are on 905 Radio on Twitch. So yeah.
Oh yeah, this Sunday TJ is still going to be. Well, TJ will be getting off the cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be doing the pregame and the halftime show, and then. Are you coming back for the postgame this week?
I believe I should be on for the postgame.
Okay, so no TJ this week. The boss is away, so we're all going to have some fun.
He's having a much-needed break.
Yes, he is. He's on a cruise right now with his fiance, and hopefully they're having a good old time right now. So
yeah, for sure.
TJ,
if you watch this later, have fun. Hope you're having a good time.
I think he said something about champagne and caviar delivered to him. I'm like, oh. You guys are going all out.
He probably is.
So sure. Yeah. So we'll talk to him. He'll be back Tuesday.
For sure. Alrighty, guys. Well, have a good night. Thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. And as always, go Niners.
Bang bang. See you guys Sunday.